brighten somebody's day with a beautiful handmade card that embraces the rainbow of colors. This is Jamie with gettingcrafty.net. So today's celebration is neither rain nor snow. So it translates to it's Postal Carrier Day. Who knew? Well, go ahead and celebrate your postal carrier or somebody else who brightens your day with a rainbow of love. This using the Best Year Banner Year stamp set from Stampin' Up. You can find all of the shopping lists below in my description. And we're going to create this beautiful, simple stamped handmade card. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Just go ahead and hit the button at the bottom of the screen and create with us all week long. Now, the rainbow order of what we need is we need Poppy Parade. We are sticking in one color family today. One. So this is the Brights color family by Stampin' Up. Our ink pads are stored upside down so that your color is always fresh and kept on top of your ink pad. We have Poppy Parade. We have Mango Melody. We have Granny Apple Green. We also have Pacific Point Blue and Gorgeous Grape. I do encourage you to have a Simply Chamois or microfiber that you can use to clean while you are stamping. I also am using a photopolymer stamp set, so we're going to embrace a pierce mat. A pierce mat is very important when you're doing this. So we're going to give you a couple of tips and tricks using our microfiber. Now, I have to tell you a little secret. I dug my arm into one of the ink pads and it was covered in the Pacific Point. It looked like a horrible neon bruise. And so I was really glad that I could use the microfiber to scrub it all off and you can't barely see it, which is pretty impressive. A little blurry there, but it's pretty impressive. So I also am grabbing a scrap of basic white cardstock right here. We are going to use the Heart Punch right here. It's part of the Heart Punch duo. And we're going to punch ourselves a sweet little heart. I already have one here set aside for us. And we're going to embrace another blue in the color family, which is our Coastal Cabana. This is going to be so much fun. So right here is our little heart, and we're going to use a sponge dauber. They come in a package of 5, and they fit your finger for fun crafting. Grabbing a piece of basic white cardstock, you can see all of the measurements on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. We're going to place this piece right here, and using our little heart punch, we're going to create a cloud-filled scene. So using the Coastal Cabana and my sponge dauber, I like to daub into the corners of the ink pad. So what I mean by that is here, where there's usually a reserve or reservoir of extra ink just kind of laying there. And we're going to come onto the top and just do a little daubing, just kind of fill it in. Up here we want to have some bright blue skies. You don't have to re-daub every time. I'm going to move this aside, and I'm moving this around so we don't transfer more ink to my pierce mat. I already have quite a bit. You can make this as solid or as not as you want. I think towards the top I'll go a little bit more solid, and then it'll be definitely softer in between. And I'm twisting and turning while I do that for an easy cloud-like effect. So we're going to come back down here, and I'm shifting my angle just really lightly right there. I'm not even going to re-daub right there. I'm just going to kind of keep transferring the color softly in between. Right there, and maybe even come up a little bit here. I don't want a ton of negative space. I love the layers that you can create really easily with this. Like that. Very fun. This is a great technique to do if you are distracted with something else. It kind of just centers your brain and helps you to think a little bit more clearly, which is a big thing that like coloring books and that kind of thing is encouraged for. And just kind of come in very lightly. You don't need to go very heavy-handed with this. Should be done in just a matter of seconds here. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I'm setting aside my Coastal Cabana ink pad, and we're going to start with the colors of the rainbow. So the bottom color, I'm going to use the greeting in Pacific Point because I love that bright blue. It says with a grateful heart. Today I'm dropping this off to my postal master. She's wonderful and becoming quite a dear friend. We've actually enjoyed each other's company since moving here. I just recently moved across the United States from California all the way to Indiana. Then we're going to go into the Poppy Parade, which is our red for today. I'm just going to kind of slide this up. And we're going to create a little rainbow. So pulling this piece down here, I don't want to necessarily get it onto my pierced mat, especially with these bright colors. I'm going to pull this close to the greeting, and using the pierced mat will help it to give a release of the ink, as you are seeing there. This does not have to be perfect. It's really bright and whimsical. And if you don't know, you can celebrate all year long. Every day has a multitude of holidays waiting for you. And we'll be posting here. So using my chamois, I'm just stamping off. Sometimes you can even stamp to see if there's any ink left, and it's really not. So there you go. So the next color we're gonna go with is our orange, which is our mango medley. We're gonna do the same thing. Come on in. Easy peasy. So much fun. So bright and festive. I recently just did some rainbow themed cards on a Facebook Live. So if you're interested in seeing how well that came out, it's with one of our free celebration stamp sets. And you want to make sure you take it off of the card. It's really important that you do so. Then we're going to go into our Granny Apple Green. And then we'll go into our Pacific Point and our Gorgeous Grape. So you can see here how the color of the rainbows goes out. So if you start near the greeting and work your way out, you can actually get more color to your page than before. Now we're taking a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and we've scored it at 5.5, cut it at 4 1/4 for an elongated card. Go ahead and give a little squish to the side. Then using your bone folder to make an impression, you want to just run it across the back. Flip it over, and then I have grabbed, the measurements are on my blog, this Coastal Cabana, which will grab that background. I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal adhesive, give it a couple of really good lines there. I love the Stamp and Seal Plus. There's something about it that just clicks with me. And I line up to one top of the edge right there. Then we're going to grab some dimensional adhesive, and we're going to place it across the back of the card for some structure and support. And what I do is I just grab the dimensional, place it on the card, and then peel my backing so that I don't get any gummy on my fingers. And it contains the trash. I'm not peeling it off and then trying to pick it up. It's just here, and you throw it away when you're all done. I also find that the dimensional sheet kind of has a little cling to it. So when you put your trash there, it has a tendency to grab on and stay instead of filtering all over your surface. Then we're gonna turn this over and frame it out across the Coastal Cabana. It's a tight frame. I don't want a ton of the Coastal Cabana to compete. I just wanted a little bit. But wait, we're going to elevate this just in a second. I want to add some interest inside of the card, so I'm going to put a little stamped envelope inside. It's fun to carry the themes inside of your handmade cards for an extra wow. Then we're going to grab our Wink of Stella. It's a glitter pen, and I'm grabbing a scrap paper. I'm going to do so. Now, the thing is, when you're going to do this technique where we are going to make little droplets of rain that sparkle, you're going to probably end up with some of this on your table. I'm going to tell you a little trick using that. Now, using my bone folder, I'm going to place this just like this. I'm going to give it a good juicy squeeze, and we should be able to get some of that Wink of Stella right into the well. I grabbed a little bit juicier one, so I wanted to give a good little splurt here. So we're going to use the end of my bone folder, and we're just going to give it a nice tap. And when you do, little drops of Wink of Stella glitter will end up on the front of this, reminding me of how rainbows sparkle. You can give it a little extra squeeze if you want. You can see it in the well of your Wink, and give it a hard flick. Now, if you're not seeing this, you can see flickers everywhere. I like to use usually a paper pumpkin box. We sell paper pumpkin kits that are delivered every month. You can subscribe to that for a low fee of like $22. I mean, it's amazing. But their boxes are great gift boxes, great boxes. I use them for so much, including this technique. But when you see sparkle here and you don't want it on the end of your bone folder, did you know the microfiber is really great for cleaning your surface as well? You can see where some adhesive has gotten on there. I'm just gonna kind of give it a little squeegee. And then we're gonna set this aside, set all of this aside, and we're gonna clean our surface with the end of our microfiber. So just do a little wink, rubby-dub-dub, and your sparkle will get picked up and it won't transfer to your next project. Now, you might want to do that when you're end with your creating that you don't want to sparkle, and then just clean up your surface so that the microfiber will pick up any adhesives. I mean, this stuff is amazing. You can give it a little rub, and there's very little effort. Microfibers are one of my favorite ways to clean. And as you saw when I was stamping, sometimes you can get ink on the edge of the block. I use that to clean it on here. So you can see they will never be really clean like when you first opened it. It's amazing. And I store this inside of a clear case. That's all I do. And I put polka dots on mine just so that I can find it when there's people around. But here we go. A little sparkle will do ya. Can you see the sparkle on the front there? So beautiful and easy to do. Wonderful way to celebrate everybody, including your lovely postal carrier. The banner, your stamp set, and all of the supplies are listed below, as well as a full tutorial step-by-step with measurements on my blog. If you haven't already, make sure you take a second to like and share this video, and go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell, join us for our upcoming card making classes. We do card making Mondays, wild card Wednesdays, and stamping stream Fridays as we create all week long in order to celebrate life with you. I hope this little card brightened your day as much as it did with me. I am very grateful that you have joined me. And if you haven't already, catch these upcoming videos where you can join us for this great series right there with some basics of stamping technique just like this, as well as our upcoming card class just like this. We would love to see you create with us all week long. Go ahead and see what video is coming up next and let me know what you think of this card with a comment. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.